This episode was brought to you by Counterbalance, a fantasy audio drama. Stay tuned after the episode for more information.
You will be made worthy of that mask. Once I have recovered my strength, I will train you myself.
Good. I won't be humiliated again.
Right now, you have the ability to control one person at a time. When your training is complete, you will be able to enthrall more.
Dozens?
Ruby, the world will be at your command. No one will be able to stop you.
Diamond placed his hand on Kira's shoulder as she let slip a sinister grin under her mask.
Long ago, the world was at war. But then the 10 dragons arrived and changed everything. They brought peace to the world and gave us the gift of magic. Those who can use that magic are called sorcerers. But that is about to change. My name is Nova, and this is the story of how I became the first Warlock.
Warlock, Episode 24, Protect Nova, The Pillars Meet.
Amara walked Class Red up the tower stairs to the council hall to meet the Pillars. They were the first to arrive. The room was massive, with a large circular table in the center with 5 seats. There was an audience section with enough seats for every government sorcerer to attend.
I had no idea a room this big even existed in the tower.
Probably so they can fit all their egos in it.
I see you have all arrived safely. Thank you, Amara.
The headmaster stepped into the room behind them, followed by Selena. Selena appeared as if she had just ended a hike, with mud and dirt caked onto her sorcerer uniform.
I'm surprised my giant head was able to fit through the door.
I'm sorry, Grain. It's been a rough day.
All is forgiven. Now please, go have a seat.
Hey, it's Sylvia?
It's Selena, kid, and you know it.
Selena has been tracking Foundation for years now. It's vital she join us as well.
Damn, you all look miserable. Come on, let's find a seat. I brought snacks.
They found 4 seats just outside the table boundary. Ren couldn't get comfortable, fidgeting and squirming angrily in his seat, while Briar quietly seethed. Amara took her seat at the Pillars table.
Was everyone in town, or did they have to be called in?
I hardly ever leave the grounds, so this is not a difficult meeting for me to attend.
Dust Bottle, you old coot. How's my favorite pillar of knowledge?
There is only one pillar of knowledge in Oakville, Amara, so I would hope I would be your preference.
Still dry as ever. Where's Mercy?
The Pillar of Mercy and the Pillar of Justice will be here shortly. They had business to attend to this evening.
I offer my condolences, young Deserthorn. I heard about what happened.
Is there anything you can do? You can cast thousands of different spells, right?
Correct. But there is nothing in my arsenal to counter the Ravenwood legacy.
What do you mean there's no way it's a Ravenwood? There has got to be another explanation.
Let's not jump to conclusions. Your family legacy is indeed a versatile one. It is possible it was given or stolen itself by someone of immense power.
We have only scratched the surface of what magic and legacies can do in this world. It is fair to say that anything could be possible, but as of now, I don't know what we could do to help.
I'm glad I made it here to witness a moment in history. Dust Bottle doesn't know something.
Isadora Silversong, Pillar of Mercy. Isadora entered as if she had just left a high-class party, taking off her white cloak to reveal a purple gown. Her blue hair was elegantly styled in a bun, and she moved with a grace Nova had never seen before.
Izzy! Long time no see. It's been a minute, huh?
Last week, Amara. Not that long.
But I still missed you.
Ms. Ravenwood, pleasure to finally meet you. I'm sorry I missed the tournament. I heard you were dazzling.
You're dazzling. Oh, I'm sorry. You are gorgeous.
I know.
Nova turned beet red and slid back down into her chair. She swore she saw Briar crack a small smile.
Please, take your seats. Donovan will be joining us shortly.
Ren, are you gonna be okay?
Nova turned to look at Ren, who said nothing, but had a glare in his eyes that Nova had rarely seen.
The first order of business, Foundation. Nova has alerted me that Kira Bloodweaver, a first year, most likely gave Foundation access to the city through secret passages in the wards.
Kira, such a shame. She is a very bright young sorcerer.
Not bright enough, it seems.
Isadora turned to face Dust Bottle, a sense of frustration on her face.
She just painted a target on her own back.
You can't kill her. She made a mistake.
I'm sorry, Nova, but she chose her side. If it comes to it, she'll be treated like an enemy, just like the rest of them.
But you can't do that.
You will not speak at this meeting unless spoken to, Ravenwood.
Donovan Deserthorn, Pillar of Justice. A hulking man, he towered over the other pillars as he found his way to his seat. He was sharply dressed, his sleeves rolled up revealing his muscular arms, wearing a stylish red vest. He sported a neatly trimmed beard, and his small black pompadour was streaked with gray hair.
My time is limited and extremely valuable, so keep your emotions out of this.
Wow, you weren't kidding about this guy being a jerk. Sorry, was that out of line?
You're being too easy on him.
They've been through a lot, Dawn. Cut them some slack.
You need to watch your tone as well, Harmony. You are the lowest ranked pillar. You should show some respect to your superiors.
Oh, sorry. Number 2.
Amara gave Nova a sly wink.
We should have taken care of him when we had the chance. Look what your inaction has brought us, Headmaster.
We aren't executioners, Donovan. But maybe if we had been able to interrogate him.
Nova stood up in her seat, agitated from the conversation.
What are you all talking about? It clearly involves me, so spill it.
I suppose the time has come for you to know the truth.
No one's told her. Are you kidding me? What good does that do for anyone?
It was for your own protection, Nova. I'm sorry to have kept this from you. 10 years ago, something happened at the Dragon Shrine. The city was illuminated by the same light you saw a few months ago. It had not happened in a long time. We assumed people forgot about the presence lingering out there.
Wait, so you all know about her?
Only the people in this room and Zarian are aware of your mysterious benefactor, a secret we have all sworn to keep for your safety.
And ours. We don't know what she wants from you. It might be the total destruction of Oakvale, for all we know.
As I was saying, a sorcerer was dispatched to the shrine to investigate. When they arrived, they were assaulted by none other than Nox Ravenwood.
What?
He did not kill the sorcerer, mind you. Simply put him into a brief sleep that he could not be roused from.
Like Zarian.
That was the last anyone has seen of your father.
But what about Magnus?
I'm sorry to say this, Nova, but your brother is dead.
No, that's... Nobody's heard from him. Me and my mom, and... he could still be out there.
I will start at the beginning. When your brother completed his studies at the tower, the other great cities all petitioned us to transfer him to their service.
Siphon your family's legacy is as powerful an ability as I have ever seen. 2 sorcerers with such a gift in the service of one city led to great political tension and distrust. Each of the 9 insisted that Magnus must leave Oakvale and, of course, serve their cause. After long negotiations, 8 cities yielded their petitions, recognizing the claim of Cinderfall. So, as a gesture of mutual benefit and goodwill, Oakvale assented and sent Magnus to the Citadel to begin his service.
Mom never said anything about that.
Selena leaned forward in her seat.
She was never told, kid. No one was. The Citadel didn't want anyone but our pillars to know. Shady bastards.
The Citadel?
Cinderfall's own council of pillars. Some of the strongest and most ruthless sorcerers in all of Meliora.
This is tiresome. Your mother knew what she needed to know. That Magnus was away, working for the good of the tower.
If only that had been the full truth.
The pillars of this council were given word 10 years ago that Magnus was killed on an assignment for the Citadel. We were bound to secrecy.
Did my father know?
I told him myself. I had never before seen him in his wrath. He denounced the pillars and blamed us for Magnus's death. All of this will end. Those last words of his. I do not doubt the story of his appearance at the shrine shortly after.
I am only surprised that the sorcerer he attacked did not suffer a worse fate.
That's impossible. There's no way my dad would do that to a fellow sorcerer. He loved this city. He loved me. He wouldn't leave me like that.
We are sorry, Nova.
But Zarian, he thought...
Zarian didn't know either.
While in Oakvale, your father did many incredible things that helped our citizens. We did not say anything because we wanted to protect his memory. Anything he does under this diamond pseudonym is out of our hands.
He was right. You've lied to me my whole life.
There must be some good left in your father, but it cannot be forgiven that his organization has committed atrocities, not just in Oakvale, but in the other 9 cities as well. He has surrounded himself with some of the most dangerous criminals alive. That can't be ignored.
I still don't believe it.
Can we move on to the crisis at hand, please? You can deal with this later. This isn't a therapy session, Ravenwood.
Hey, let her process this, all right?
There's just... I can't... There's just...
Nova, can I give you a hug?
Nova knelt down as Amara wrapped her arms around her. Nova immediately felt at ease, her breath steadying, a sense of calmness washing over her.
Better, kiddo?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Pillar of Harmony is right.
Now that we've all shared our feelings, can we proceed?
Lay off of her, you crusty old geezer.
I'm sorry, why is a civilian present at this meeting? This pertains to sorcerers and sorcerers alone.
But this affects everyone in Oakvale.
Without a legacy, he is useless. Those without magic are worthless fools.
Donovan, careful.
I didn't have magic until a few months ago. Was I a worthless fool?
Well, maybe you're not worthless anymore.
Can it? I'll show you worthless. Let's go right now.
Exactly what I'd expect from a common street rat. It would be a literal waste of my time to throw a single punch at you.
Legacy or not, Ren is a higher class than you.
Ah, another traitor's daughter. I didn't notice you here either. We're just gonna let our enemies eavesdrop on us?
Why, you...
Donovan, enough. Cool off or leave the room. I know tensions are high. We are under attack from a terrorist organization, and I need everyone thinking clearly and carefully.
Yes, Headmaster.
So, if it is indeed Nox Ravenwood, what are our options?
He didn't hurt the girl, correct? Safe to assume she's out of harm's way for now.
I will lead the hunt for Foundation. Selena, you have laid the groundwork, but I will take it from here. This is work for the Pillar of Justice, not your protege, Headmaster.
Fine by me. Have fun down in the mud.
There is the matter of creating new wards around the city, and we can't even guarantee that will work.
Then they leave the city.
Elaborate, please.
I take them out of the city. We keep moving, maybe don't linger anywhere for more than a few weeks, a month or two. That way, they'll be harder to track. It'll be easier for me to cast non-detection on the four of us.
It would be smart to keep them guessing. Plus, the city might be a little safer without her here. No offense to you, Nova.
None taken from you.
She glared at Donovan.
Trust me, you are all better here keeping an eye on things. Oakvale needs protection right now. It'll do fine without Harmony for a minute or two. She's a tough old bird, Oakvale. She'll be fine.
I agree. This is a wise decision. All in favor?
The five of them raised their hands, with Donovan's hand coming up last.
It's settled then. Why don't you three go home and get some rest? We'll head out first thing.
The pillars rose and began to leave the room. Donovan refused to look at the three as he made his exit.
Be careful, you three.
Since we will be unable to find you, you will have to contact us if you need assistance. Good luck, Class Red.
Are you two okay with this?
Anything to put some distance between me and that creep.
It's fine.
Can we talk tonight? Please?
Not now, Nova.
Look, I'd rather just get some sleep. Maybe tomorrow.
Good idea. It's a long trip. You'll have plenty of time to talk.
No magic so they can't trace us, huh?
They are teaching you something at this school, huh? Correct. And I know you all are gloomy right now, but let me tell you a secret. When this trip is done, all three of you are going to be able to stand up to your parents. Well, Nox pending, but definitely Ivy and Donovan.
Your mom's name is Ivy?
Yeah, and?
Nothing, it's a pretty name.
How the hell am I gonna be able to fight that jerk? I don't have magic, remember?
Look at these pythons.
Amara jumped up and punched Ren's arm.
Magic didn't make these, did they? You got a warrior soul, kiddo, and I know just the person to bring it out of you.
Unless he's handing out legacies, I don't see how that'll help, Pipsqueak.
When he's done with you, you won't need a legacy.
How are you going to help me? My mother is stronger in every way, and we have the same legacy. She'll beat me every time.
There is a fire inside of you, Briar. I can feel it. You just need to give it the right kind of kindling.
What does that mean?
You'll see. You'll see.
And what about me? My dad is probably the strongest sorcerer in the world right now.
I'll admit, I'm working on that, but train with me and I can get you to level 6 in no time.
We just got to 4.
I know. That's how good my training is.
Well, you are a pillar.
Fine. I'm in.
Me too. I need to get stronger at any cost.
If they're in, so am I.
Perfect. I'll see you three later.
The 3 students made their way back to their dorm, escorted by high-level sorcerers. They could see students peeking out of their own dorms to try and catch a glimpse of what might be happening. As they stepped inside, Briar paused for a moment, and instead of going to her room, she turned to Nova.
Hey, Nova, I'm sorry if I'm not in the best headspace right now. Thank you, anyway, for being there for us.
Hey, same here. Twinkles. Thank you. And I mean it.
Of course. I'll always be there for you both.
The 3 of them began their nighttime routines, when suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Ren opened it to see Amara carrying a small crate of food. The aroma immediately wafted into the room.
I know it's late, but I picked up some bestos. He stayed open late for me. Owed me a favor.
Well, I can always eat, but I'm not...
Get in here, I'm starving.
I brought a zucchini souffle.
Fine. I could also eat.
Amara plopped the crate down onto the table as Ren grabbed them all some silverware and plates.
Thank you for the meal.
The three ate with Amara, and although they were exhausted and stressed, they felt a brief reprieve while with her.
Pesto's is good and all. I'm just saying he goes a little heavy on the oregano.
That's when your mom came around the corner and smoked him. You dropped those cabbages.
Her company felt like a warm hug or a mug of tea. And although the next day felt daunting, that moment felt like peace. After they finished their meal, there was a long silence until...
So, how well did you know my dad?
Well, he was my teacher, so pretty dang, you know?
Is there any insight that you might have into all this? You know my mother, too. Better than me, it seems.
I'm with you, Nova. This isn't like your dad. There's something fishy going on. And I think there is a good reason this diamond guy wears a mask. And your mom? Well, she's one of the strongest sorcerers in the world. But you know that much already.
The lady did say something about him wearing a mask that even she couldn't see through.
Seems like these masked goons don't feel too comfortable with people knowing who they are, huh?
I think the masks give them powers of some kind.
Ha! If they show back up when I'm around, remind me to ask them. I'm stuffed. Thanks for hanging out with an old-timer like me. I'm gonna roll myself home. I'll see you three bright and early.
After tossing and turning for hours in her bed, exhaustion finally got the best of Nova as she drifted off to sleep. She awoke to a dark cliffside in front of her, the abyss below.
Dad, where are you?
Nova saw her father at the edge of the cliff, his back turned away from her.
Nova, I'm sorry. This was the only way.
Nox turned around and walked up to Nova, placing his palm on her. She suddenly felt a searing pain as she watched her mist leave her body.
Oh, Dad, no!
Nova shot up in bed in a cold sweat.
That dream again.
She got out of bed to open the curtains to her room. The sun was just beginning to rise. Her eye caught a curious flash of light emanating from her hand. Her tattoo flashed with urgency.
Kashima.
She opened her thoughts to her.
What do you want?
Nova, I know you aren't pleased with me right now, but I think this warrants a conversation.
Nova stepped into the pocket dimension.
This had better be important. I just had a nightmare and I'm not in the mood.
The one about your father?
Yes, but this time... Wait, why am I telling you? What do you want?
I discovered Reina's password.
Great. Maybe we can find her when we leave the tower.
No, look.
The lady held out the orb and whispered a draconic word to it, causing it to grow in size. As Nova peered in, she saw a cloudy figure.
What am I looking at?
Shh, just watch.
The figure, a young woman with a long red ponytail, was walking down a hall. As she approached the door, she lifted her hand to... Nova left the pocket dimension to her own room, ran to the front door, and opened it.
Rise and shine. I hope you're ready for our...
Reina?
Uh-oh. Good morning.
Meanwhile, in a tavern off the beaten path, Selena stepped into a dark room behind the bar, away from prying ears. She lowered her hood. The room was dank and old. The smell of rotting wood permeated the air.
As Diamond predicted, they're leaving Oakvale with Amara. She's stronger than you. Be careful.
A figure in the shadows stepped into the light.
I am well aware of Amara's abilities. You are underestimating mine.
What do you want me to do?
Follow them, if you can. Keep your distance, though. We don't want to be found out.
You got it.
A storm is coming, Selena. Prepare yourself. It will change the world as we know it.
Emerald stepped back into the shadows, where she vanished, leaving only a wisp of smoke behind.
You better watch your back, Ravenwood.
A portal opened behind Selena. She stepped through, leaving the room empty, with only the sound of a flickering candle remaining. Warlock, Episode 24, Protect Nova, The Pillars Meet. Nova is voiced by Claire Clausen. Ren and Topaz by Nick Akins. Briar by Jackie Webb. Dust Bottle by Brandon Meeks. Donovan by Greg Moppin. Isadora by Tori Parker. Selena is voiced by Carrie Romeo. The Lady and the Headmaster by Tamara Deering. Emerald by Abigail Moppin. Amara by Megan Massey Ware. Mendel by Zachary Burrell. Music and sound effects by Epidemic Sound. Special thanks to Wizards of the Coast. Check out our Patreon for ad-free early release episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and much more. If you are enjoying the show, please leave us a review on your preferred platform. Thank you.
Next time on Warlock. Class Red hits the road with a dragon? I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. Woo! Reyna the Red Dragon. Next time on Warlock.
Ah, the web tore. Those that both created and were created by the threads disentangle from the fringes to feast on the very thing that spawned them.
What's that, Ciri? This is how you deal with weird!
No! Do not harm my children! Oh, you lost a feather. Can I keep it?
No, you can't force me to!
Do you know what lies within nothing?
Rocket is in trouble, Akasa. Can we turn on the windshield remotely?
No, she could lose her job as an Akasar.
I don't fear Vehar.
No, but you fear me. If you intend to trick me, I will not hesitate to sever the oath bond entirely.
Why didn't you help me? Coward! I don't have a parachute! I don't like free falling!
Counterbalance, a high fantasy audio drama. Season 2, coming 15th of October 2023. Learn more on trilunas.com.